Welcome to Bite Size SEO News, where I find the top 3 news in digital marketing so you don't have to, where I make news easy to digest and easy to follow. If you want to read the article, links are posted in the show notes below, so you never have to worry about FOMO. My name is Rich Young, your host. Today is October 6, 2021, episode 10. Coming up, fresh out of the oven are today's top 3 news you definitely don't want to miss. Story 1, Facebook changes business ad options. Story 2, Google Maps tracks global warming. Story 3, Google expands shopping searches with lens and in-store inventory checks. If you're ready, let's get into it. This one's from Caroline Liddon of Search Engine Land. The social networking giant has repeatedly argued that Apple's changes would impact small businesses that relied on Facebook ads to reach their customers, but it was not successful in getting any of Apple's changes halted. Instead, the market is shifting to a new era focused more on user privacy, where personalization and targeting are more of an opt-in experience, said Sarah Perez for TechCrunch. New communication options. The new features include expanded click-to-chat options, from ads where businesses can choose all the messaging platforms where they're available to chat, and will default the chat app in your ad based on where a conversation is most likely to happen, according to the announcement. You can also start a WhatsApp chat from an Instagram profile, and the company will begin testing paid and organic tools to help small businesses find and qualify leads directly within the Instagram app, said Facebook. New communication options include a test to allow businesses to manage emails through Inbox and send remarketing emails from Facebook Business Suite. More sophisticated advertising tools. We're also introducing File Manager, a new feature that allows businesses to easily create, manage, and post content within Facebook Business Suite. Lastly, we're making post testing available in Facebook Business Suite to let businesses test and compare multiple versions of a post to see which one people are more likely to engage with, said Facebook. Why do we care? Facebook is expanding its advertising options, trying to make its business suites easier for businesses of all sizes to use, and developing other ways for businesses and customers to connect. While some SMBs may be suffering from the iOS change, these moves may be useful to help expand their social advertising and convert more leads via the channel. If this story appeals to you, you can read more about it in the show notes. Next story. This one's from Ron Adadeo of Ars Technica. If you're a social media marketer, you know Facebook isn't a fan of Apple's recent privacy changes. The social media giant recently announced some updates and new features to help business owners advertise on the platform in light of the loss of data from Apple. Google Maps is getting a few new features to help people better understand our burning planet. The first is a new fire layer in the main map view, which will let you view the exact boundaries of a wildfire just as easily as you can look up the current traffic patterns. Google has done fire information before as part of the crisis response website, but with the climate change making fire season a yearly occurrence in dry areas like Australia and the western US, wildfires will now be a top-level maps feature. Google says the new fire level will bring all of Google's wildfire information together in an easy interface. In the US, it will also pull in data from the National Interagency Fire Center, NIFC, and the company says it wants to expand fire detail with other government agencies, starting with Australia in the coming months. Wildfire boundaries should be updated on an hourly basis, and Google says you'll be able to tap on a fire to see information from local governments, like emergency websites, phone numbers for help and information, and evacuation details. When available, you can also see important details about the fire, such as its containment, how many acres have burned, and when all this information was last reported. Google also announced it's going to expand the tree canopy tool it launched in 2020. This Google Map tool combines Google's plethora of aerial imagery with computer vision AI to generate a map that shows tree cover in cities. Today's announced expansion will increase the tree canopy imagery from 15 cities to 100 cities worldwide. Google wants city planners to use the tree canopy tool to combat the phenomena of urban heat islands, where miles of asphalt and dearth of shade from trees can cause cities to be significantly hotter than the surrounding areas. Google says heat islands disproportionately impact lower income communities and contribute to a number of public health concerns, from poor air quality to dehydration. With tree canopy data, local governments have free access to insights about where to plant trees to increase shade, reduce heat, and mitigate these adverse effects. Google started the tree canopy tool in Los Angeles, and the company says the data has become a critical piece of the city's long-term goal to increase tree shade by at least 50% by 2018. The tool is also being used by officials in Louisville, Austin, Chicago, and Miami. Make sure to check out Ron's article for more information. Our final story for today, this one's by Antonio G. Di Benedetto of The Verge. Shopping online isn't always a convenience. If you enjoy window shopping or browsing curated collections at a brick and mortar store for inspiration, finding something online you don't yet know you want or are unaware of it is tricky if you start with a text search. Google is announcing new shopping search tools to try to alleviate this, with features that utilize Google Lens for finding products to buy from pictures online, broader search terms to help you browse clothing, and the ability to check in-store inventory from home. It claims the new tools will help shoppers find what they're looking for in a more visual way. This comes after Google allowed all businesses to create listings on Google Shopping for free last year. Now, it wants more window shopping to be done right from the search. Google Lens has been around since 2017, replacing Google Goggles that came before it. With the ability to use a smartphone camera to conduct visual searches based on the identification of objects found in the real world, those image searches have allowed users to learn more about the things around them, even finding the same or similar item to buy without looking for a label or barcode to scan. Now, Google wants to make it possible to shop for any product you see in an image or video on the web with nothing more than the picture itself. Soon, iOS users will have a new dedicated button in the Google app, allowing a Google Lens search of any image on a page to bring up Google Shopping listings for purchase through a visual match. The feature will also be coming to Chrome on the desktop. Google did not give specific dates for this feature launching on iOS or desktop, stating that it hopes to roll them out by the end of the year. There was no initial mention of it or when this feature may come to Android, but Google has clarified that it plans to extend this functionality to Android at a later date after the iOS and desktop versions. Another shopping-focused feature coming from Google, which surely has been spurred on by the boom in e-commerce since the beginning of the pandemic, is easier browsing of clothing, accessories, and shoes via search results based on general terms. Google says that if you search for a generic article on mobile, for example, cropped jackets, you will see a visual feed of that type of clothing in a variety of colors and designs. There, visual results will be accompanied by relevant videos, style guides, or local shops that carry those styles. From there, you can filter your search further according to brand, style, or department. Check ratings and reviews or compare prices on the results that appeal to you most. Google calls this window shopping, which is one of the challenges of shopping for clothes online compared to going to a physical store to see what's on display. It claims the dataset is pulled from over 24 billion product listings. The new feature is available only on mobile and is usable right from the Google search beginning today. The third and final Google Shopping update allows users to remotely check in store inventory directly within a Google search. Shoppers searching for a product are able to filter by in stock. This selection should show nearby stores that have the item available. Google claims the new